I could have just leaned on the hits and performed "See You Again" in Black and Yellow for the rest of my life. Like, I'm good, I can do that. But like, I'm like, nah, I want to get back out there and test these songs out and like have them for the crowd. I'll try something new. Like, you know what I mean? You can't really do that on a big stage. And with an intimate crowd, I could just have way more fun. And then that'll translate to the big stages later. So this is really getting everybody ready for the next 10, 15 years right now.
And is there going to be like a prequel to OJ?
You know what? I'm so happy about number 2, man.
Yeah.
I can't think about nothing else right now.
Apple Music 1, Wiz Khalifa is here. Kush and Orange Juice 2 is here.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I feel so good, like amazing to have it out. I worked so hard on it, so it's out. I'm happy.
It does feel amazing to have the project out, and I'll tell you why. So as I was listening to this, it made me realize that I feel like these days, as we're looking around the world, it seems like there's a lot of people who are successful and wealthy and clearly miserable and spreading their misery. And listening to this project made me feel like a reminder that you can be successful and wealthy and also actually enjoying your life and trying to spread some good energy.
Thanks.
So we appreciate that.
I appreciate that. You got that from the album. Thank you.
It's something I've always gotten from you. It feels like you've always been living well.
Mhm.
And on Kush and OJ too, it feels like you're just living good to the extreme.
Yeah,
You always share that in the music.
I do. I want to make people feel good with my music. And I think that that's what people expect from me anyway. Like, those are their best memories of my music. It's just like feeling good, having a great time, being with their friends, driving in a car, or might have been in college, but it's all good memories. So that's definitely what I would have put off in my music, and that's really what I go through like every day. I try to maximize, and I just try to make each day the best day. So if I can do that when I bump into you in real life, I could do that through my music. I feel like I'm doing, that's my purpose.
Nah, I think it's pretty impressive that you've been doing that consistently.
Mhm.
I mean, the original project dropped back in 2010, right? So you
Mhm.
celebrated the 15-year anniversary of the OG project this year. What are your memories as you think back to that time? Because clearly a lot has changed in your life. You've had a lot more success. You're a dad now. There
Mhm.
have been big changes.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot of things, like the core of Wiz is still
Yeah,
still the
absolutely.
same.
That's what I was going to say. The core is still the same. It's all about having fun, chilling with the homies, enjoying myself, being safe, bossing up, doing real things that's going to be sustainable in life later. And I think that's what the original project was about. And that's what I remember most, is just having a great time. Also, the connection with my fans, the people who support the music, that's always been number one and most important, because that's the audience that I'm speaking to. I'm not trying to entertain anybody outside of that. The people who love me and love what I do, that's who I'm entertaining, and that's who these songs are directed towards.
Yeah, I think we feel that. I think doing a sequel project it can be challenging, right? Especially when the first one is a cult classic, basically, like Kush and OJ is. And you've done one sequel before, right? You did Rolling Papers and
I did
Rolling
Rolling
Papers 2.
Papers. I did a sequel to Prince of the City back in the day, and I did Cabin Fever sequels as well.
So that, like, you've had some experience with it. But I wonder, approaching this, it's probably your most iconic project, right? For like day one Wiz fans.
Yeah.
Like, how did you strike the balance of showing some evolution, but it also feels like a perfect continuation of the original project? Like, it doesn't lose the essence, which is actually really special.
Thank you. I paid attention to other artists who did that as well, like Dr. Dre, when he did Chronic, and then he did 2001. I listened to a lot of Snoop records where, he revisit like his G-Funk style and things like that, and just picked out my own favorite moments from myself too, like looking at my own stuff. I disconnected from social media for a minute. I didn't want any outside influence. I'm not trying to be like anybody. I'm not trying to blend in with anybody. And I really tapped into the pocket that I know people expect from me. And then just through communicating with my fans as well, and trying different things and seeing what they really say, not what they're going to say like in my face, but what they really, really say. And just paying attention to that, and just, really dedicating my work ethic, my creativity into building and curating something that the people who love me are going to understand.
I mean, you brought in some of the producers, I think, who worked on the first project, like
Mhm.
people you worked with before, like Cardo, and then there's other producers like Mike Will made it on the project as well. So in terms of like putting together the team of people who helped you get that sound, did that take a minute?
Yeah, it did take a minute. It took like a year for me to put this whole thing together and to really uh curate it and make it sound the way that it does, because it's like a party, it's like a smoke out. So everybody who's here is like in the vibe, in the party, in the smoke out, you know? And yeah, it's more than just features or whatever. I think it just adds to the DNA of the project.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted it to be, more than just names or, me reaching out and trying to shock the world, but more as, if you read the track list, you're like, oh, I want to hear this person's verse. I want to hear that person's verse. I want to hear what they added to it. And it all just comes together as this big, like, family reunion. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like I brought, the dudes who I was kicking it with, like, back now. You know what I mean? Unintentionally, but it just comes off really nice.
Yeah, I do love the features on it. So we could go through a couple of them. So I like hearing Lil Tyler on Pimps and Hustlers, right? I think he talks about, being able to hang with you in the studio. And I think maybe this is something that's not talked about enough, but there are a lot of artists that you've clearly influenced. Like they make this really relatable, laid back lifestyle music. And he's one of those artists. And I think it must be cool for someone like him to get that up close experience with you and also kind of see what his future can look like. So is it nice for you not to just have him on the record, but hopefully to have some sort of relationship with an artist like that?
Absolutely. It means everything to me for the reason that you just said, because he's promoting the same lifestyle that I came out, saying the same things, but in his own way. He's not talking about violence. He's not talking about anything that he's not used to. And I love that for a young artist, because it's so easy to get caught up into what's going on, but he's being true to himself. And before we worked with each other, I've always said how much I admire him, just as, you know what I'm saying, just watching him and, getting into the studio and being the big homie and all of that. And it was good too, because he could hang. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He not just the little homie, he could actually hang. And that was just like a real, bonding type of moment for me. And those are the things that build relationships forever in this industry. Because sometimes you could just work with somebody, do a song, do a video, and that's that. But the people who are on this album, we're locked in.
It feels like that. Also, Juicy J on the album, on My Influence.
Yep.
It's a dope record. And tell me if I have this right. So I know you're a huge Cameron fan as well, right?
Yeah.
I think he's had one of your favorite albums of all time. And the sample on that song is also a sample that Cam used, right? On Come Home With Me, which is kind of cool. And it's nice with the song titled My Influence. I thought it was really thoughtful there. Put that together. So was that all intentional?
You just brought it back. Like, no, it wasn't, but that is like for sure the trajectory of all of that. It was just a
coincidence? Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was a coincidence. Yep.
Wow, okay. You also have Max B featured on the project. You've been a fan of his for a long time.
Yep.
He's coming home this year. Tell me about getting this feature together.
It's the biggest, like, that's the best feature I've gotten in years, because we love Max B. Like, not only me, but my whole existence. Like, everybody knows how much we love Big Avail. And to get a verse from him, to go from just listening to his music, being inspired by his music, adding elements of his music to my, music as well, and being able to carry on his sound, like the way that I tell, that I'm proud of artists who carry on my sound. He looks at me the same way. He's like, yo, you keeping it alive. You carrying on the wave. So when he gets home, the wave's going to return, and it's going to be right there ready for him. We never let it die.
Yeah, carrying on the wave, and it looks like you're also just enjoying it. Even the lead up to the project, I think, was cool as a longtime Wiz fan to watch. Like, you dropping those freestyles over clouds and Squabble Up. You didn't have to do that. I think people are going to be excited about the project regardless, but why was that something you wanted to do?
It's because I love this. Yeah, I really love it, and I don't want to just lean on the fact that I got an album coming out and that I made a classic and that I got all these fans. I don't want to lean on that. I want to really give people that energy and give them the feeling and let them know why they love me. Like, you're not just gonna tell somebody why Wiz is cool. Like, here, put the freestyle on. Put the another freestyle. Here go another one. Yeah, he dropped another one today. That's really my guy right there. So I did that for the fans, for the people who support me and love me, give them something to brag about.
I think you really nurtured that relationship with your fans. You mentioned that you took some time off of social media to like really lock in for this project, but
Mm-hmm.
like we were just scrolling through like your YouTube channel like
Mm-hmm.
before you came here. You do share a lot of like your life with like
Yeah.
your vlogs and like again things that you don't have to, but it seems like you genuinely like get a lot of joy.
Yeah, I do. I do. I love it. It's for the people who support me. It's for the people who follow me. It's for everybody who's motivated by what I do. Cause I'm gonna do it regardless, but I might as well show people because people do look up to me. They do look at my mind state and how I conduct myself, and they're like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at me just because of the jewelry or just because of the clothes or anything like that. They're like, Wiz is a good dad. Wiz goes to the gym. Wiz does this. He's motivational. He's happy. You know what I mean? Like you said, there are rich people who are just miserable sharing their misery. So I want to share this happiness.
Okay, so one of the most random places that I've enjoyed you sharing your happiness. So in my spare time, I love watching like Architectural Digest, their YouTube channel, like
Hmm.
interior design and everything. And somehow I tried to like double check this to make sure I wasn't saying this wrong, but it looks to me like you have the most streamed video ever in the history of their YouTube channel. Something like 55 million views, and the video is like a whole 6 minutes long.
Mm.
And so I'm reading through the comments, and a lot of it is like, Wiz just seems like a cool dude. And like, he's one of the few celebrities who look like he actually lives in his house
Yeah.
and it's not just a museum. Like, they've done like the Kardashians and all
Mhm.
these like profiles. I think that's actually pretty amazing that you have like one of their most streamed videos
That's
of all
tight.
time.
Yeah, that's tight.
Did you know that? That's so
I didn't know
random.
that. I didn't know that at all. Shout out to my fans.
It's really the lifestyle. It seems like you have it's like a great balance in your life, right? I think
Yeah.
that maybe for some people some of that misery comes from a lot of wealth and a lot of success is great, but you've sort of like you have the music, which is your art.
Hmm.
You have multiple businesses and other endeavors,
Yeah.
this fan and friend connection, and your family. You're like a great father. It
Yep.
seems like you sort of like have everything balanced. Does it feel like that?
Yeah, I do. I do. And I'm not trapped by my success. There's nobody that I wake up and I have to answer to. Like, I'm really my own boss. I really make all my own moves. And the things that I do, the way that I conduct myself, nobody in my family is going to be embarrassed by it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm proud of that. And I'm happy conducting myself like that and just living my day being like that. And I worked so hard in my early career to be like the best artist and the greatest artist. And, you can only practice but so much. You can only perform but so much until you finally get it. And I got it. So I'm good at that. And now the things that I do are just as making me a great person. And I really focus on that. And that's really important to me. And there's a lot of things that I do in my day before I do business and, creativity and art and all that stuff. Because being just a great person is as important to me. And when people think about it like that, then they'll be cool. But if you're chasing this thing and you're not comfortable, with your position or where you're at or even just in stillness, a lot of people aren't comfortable with that stillness. They have to move. They have to do this. And I found comfortable in I found comfort in, the things that I can touch and that I can control. And the majority of that is just my family, what I eat, how much I work out. You know what I mean? Just small things.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me happy. And that's what I get my energy from as well. I don't need chaos to give me energy. Like, that shit fucks me up.
Yeah, we see a lot of people who need chaos to give them
I'm not like that.
energy, and so
Yeah.
it's nice to like have you, especially like it feels like we're living in such a chaotic moment right now, and I think it's like this project felt like needed. I don't know what it's like from your vantage point of
Yeah.
you know what I mean, but for like just regular people down here,
Yeah.
it's a little bit unnerving
Yeah.
right now.
It's wild. It's crazy. And I come down because I have to. Like, I put myself in those positions, in those situations, but that's not where I function or create the best. And people don't either. They just don't know that because they're stuck there, or like society tells you you're in this race, but really it's just about what makes you happy and what satisfies you. And if you can find that, then yeah, you're not the anxiety goes away.
Mm.
And for me, like I love what I do. It's not a job, it's not a chore, it's not any of that. But the moment I want to step away and do something else, I have those other things that I can do. And I still am passionate about those things and I still get enjoyment from them. It's not like I'm only, firing on this level when I'm freaking a rock star. It's like, nah, I like being normal, you know what I mean? But I could
Yeah.
turn it on for work and things like that. But yeah, for me, like, I just look at it like I'm happy that people want this and that they're embracing it. Because I could just be like this yogaed out freaking shaman Zen dude that nobody wants to touch. But the world has let me know, like, yo, we want this. This is actually what we've been waiting for. So just being embraced, that makes me feel really good too.
Yeah, you seem like you definitely also have a lot of gratitude. And one of the songs I enjoyed on the project is you just talking about wanting to make your mom smile.
Mm-hmm.
You remembering days when maybe she didn't necessarily believe fully in this journey, but also still believing in you. It's
Yeah.
cool that like you are still reflecting on some of those moments and
Yeah.
like being grateful for all of that.
Very grateful. Gratitude is a huge part of my life. And it's real to me. Like my mom just moved out to LA. I haven't lived in the same city as her in like 15 years or 20 years almost. And the older that I got, the more I wanted to be closer to my mom. Like I never knew that. I thought I wanted to be away. But like now that I have my mom close to me, it's a different feeling. I got a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? I get to see my mom more than once, like I was seeing her once a year or like a couple months or something like that. But now I see her like twice a week. She just walks in my house. Like, you know what I mean? That makes me feel really, really good. So you definitely get that through this project.
Oh, that must be an incredible feeling. Like it's really dope to see you 15 years on from Kush and OJ just
Mm,
taking it to higher heights and like still being a cool person.
yeah.
Like that's kind of the most shocking part. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot of people change for the
Nah.
negative along the journey. It seems
Yeah.
like you've somehow only gotten more grounded. So as you were recording this project, were there certain highs for you, like
Mhm.
certain songs that like you really enjoyed
Yeah.
recording more than others or
Yeah.
like have good like memories in those sessions?
Yeah. Max B interlude was crazy. Like that was just so much fun to record and to put together. We got his vocals on voice notes. So we had to line it up and make a beat to it. And like, I was like, I want him to sound like the Godfather, like Scarface, like, you know what I'm saying? So just like coming up with that and just like everybody being in the room and then hearing it when it happened, and like when it dropped, that was crazy. Red Eyes was crazy to record. It was so much fun. Cause I was just like in like the zone. Like I visualize stuff before I do it. What's Happening was a good one too. Cause like I just sat in the studio and I listened to the beat for like 4 hours, yo, before anybody even got there. I just showed up to the studio and was just listening to the beat, just plotting on it, yo. Like, and then as soon as they cut the beat on, I just rapped it straight through. And they was just looking at me like, what the heck? Like, you know what I
You're
mean?
ready to go.
Yeah, I was ready to go. Like, all the Cardo joints, some of them I actually wrote down on paper. Like, I got the paper out and was like,
You went old school. Okay.
yeah. Like, I really went in, like, for sure. Yeah, yep.
Jet Taylor, the production on that, I don't know if I could. It's like it's a feeling. Like if I
Yeah.
could capture a feeling in a record that I would love to like just take with me on my day to day,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of those ones for me.
Thank you.
You know,
TM produced that, and Terrace Martin is playing the sax on there, and
it's probably the sax. That's probably what
it's
it
the
is.
sax. Yeah, it's the sax. That intro, it just gets real because it separates. Like you're listening to the album and you're grooving and it's funky, and then that happens. You're like, oh, it's real now. Yeah, it gets real on that one.
Nah, I mean it's dope and like yeah, the music puts you in a really relaxed mind state. But I just love mentally also, you know, on I think this is the one there's like a quick reference to Good Dank on that one too. But you're talking about being an OG and trying to build a team, and I don't remember if it's on My Influence, but you said at some point, no, Crime Bud and Women, I never rushed anything.
Mhm.
Basically I've gone through every phase.
Yep.
Which is it's something nice and reassuring to hear. Because again, in the moment, sometimes you feel like you're stressing yourself to win this race or whatever. But like sometimes you really have to go through those phases, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To get to the next one and like do the next.
Yep. I've learned
next best
everything
thing.
that I learned through time and experience. That's the best teacher is time and experience. And people look at your mind state and where you're at and they're like, how do you get like that? They think it just happens overnight. It's definitely a choice. And it's a choice every day. You have to choose every day to live this life. But also it takes time and freaking experience. I wouldn't be here if I didn't go through it.
And you get to take this experience on the road. So you're going to do the Taylor Gang World Tour.
Yeah, yep.
And it sounds like you're going to make this a more intimate event, which again, for this project feels like perfect because I feel like fans want to like be as close to you as they experience this project as possible. So how are you actually planning out those shows?
I'm not really planning. The whole thing was like, I want to create a sense of urgency. So it's like less tickets, you know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I have to get this. Not that like I have a choice whether I want to or not. So that's out the way. The sense of urgency is there. But also performing the new music and just re-establishing myself. I could have just leaned on the hits and performed See You Again in Black and Yellow for the rest of my life. Like, I'm good. I can do that. But like, I'm like, nah, I want to get back out there and test these songs out and like have them for the crowd. I'll try something new. Like, you know what I mean? You can't really do that on a big stage. And with an intimate crowd, I could just have way more fun. And then that'll translate to the big stages later. So this is really getting everybody ready for the next 10, 15 years right now.
Is there going to be like a threequel to Kush OJ?
You know what? I'm so happy about number 2, man.
Yeah.
I can't think about nothing else right now.
No, we gotta sit and enjoy this. I think you've been busy juggling a lot, and even like your business endeavors outside of the music. I think it's dope that you've always found a way to sort of make it extensions of you that make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Khalifa Kush, which by the way, so for a long time, like when you dropped the first project, I was wondering like, how does he function so well on Kush all day? And it took me a long time to realize that it's kind of a hybrid. So you can actually function.
Oh no, it's straight indica.
Stop.
Yeah.
How do you get anything done all the time?
It's good weed. It helps.
Yeah, but it helps you relax.
Yeah. You gotta relax when you in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like boxers are relaxed. You feel me? Pilots are relaxed.
You got a different kind of mind. I just cannot imagining being like you're a very high functioning Kush connoisseur. I'll say that. I don't know how you do it. It's impressive.
Yeah, I do everything in my life, and I smoke a ton of weed.
But you launched Khalifa Kush about was 2016?
Yep.
So you're coming up on 10 years,
10 years
already soon, which is really amazing. Are you going to do something special for the 10-year anniversary?
We're just still expanding different countries. We're in Germany now. We're in Thailand. So like just being global is crazy to me because the weed laws, like, you know what I mean? They're loosening up. It's less scary.
Yeah, the last time when you dropped Kush and OJ, people were still hiding from the cops here. I don't know if you probably didn't have a chance to walk around New York City, but the aroma is certainly more pungent these days.
No, I'm walking around. I'm
different.
just hopping out the Sprinter smoking. We used to have to shut the door like this. We used to be so scared, yo.
So you're adding to the aroma. We appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I hope more people are outside smoking. It's a beautiful day and Kush Orange Juice is out. But yeah, I mean, I love the way that how it is and just being successful in the business as well. A lot of people don't know how in front of it you really have to be. Like people will slap their name on something and just be like, it's weed and it's going to sell, but that's not how it is. Like I'm on Zoom calls early in the morning. I'm going to different dispensaries when I'm in different towns. I'm doing meet and greets. I'm meeting with the bud tenders. I'm meeting with the growers. I'm meeting with the sellers. I'm doing all of the real business stuff to take it to the next level. Not just like freaking, smoking it. But that's what it looks like and that's cool. But the reason the business is successful is because you really have to be out in front of it and you really have to take those trips. I go overseas, all of that stuff. I'm putting in the work to make sure that it's actually successful.
Wow. Are you hiring? What if I'm ready to start my second career? Like,
Yeah.
how can I apply?
Hell yeah.
I travel well.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Yeah. Get on the team, yo.
I would love that.
Holla at DJ, yo. DJ is the man, bro. We have meetings. We have 2 meetings a month, and he shows me this little map of America and how much Khalifa Kush is in each spot, and we're
Wow.
taking over the freaking country.
Yo,
So,
congratulations.
Yeah, join in.
Seriously, that's dope. I know you're also expanding. You have like Mr. Caps launching soon.
Mhm.
It's cool. It's cool to see you just fire on all cylinders.
Thank
you know what I
you.
mean? Keep the art alive, but still be a businessman. Like
Yeah.
it's aspirational.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Congrats
I
on Kush and
appreciate
OJ too.
Thank
It's a
you.
great project, a great listen.
Thank you.
You can stream that now on Apple Music.